Welcome to What Are You Sporting About podcast, a podcast about business, employment, sports, and entertainment to help educate, support, and guide you to your next level. Here's your host, attorney Sivonnia DeBarros.
What's up, y'all? Your girl is back, Sivonnia DeBarros, the protector of athletes, again with another episode of What Are You Sporting About podcast. I'm super excited because today we have a great person here on the stage to drop some heat for us. Listen, but before we dive in, if you have not yet subscribed to this episode, make sure you go to your favorite podcasting platform, click that button that says subscribe so you never miss an episode and you don't miss the amazing people that we bring to the stage to impact you at every level of your life. And look, if y'all did not come to NIL Combine, all right, live 2023 in Chicago, you missed out on something, but you don't have to miss out forever. So if you're watching this live or you're listening to this at a later time, hey, just go to bit.ly/all-access pass, bit.ly/all-access pass. Make sure it's in all caps so you can get the replay. Our speakers came, they put it down, and they have definitely provided some amazing insights to help you to build, protect, leverage, and monetize your name, image, and likeness. So look, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. I have Jonte Hall, who stands at 5'2". All right. During his earlier years, he was often told to quit pursuing his aspirations of becoming a professional basketball player. And people would say, you're not growing as much. Just give it up. Like, how many people have told y'all that you didn't have what it took to fulfill a dream that you had, but you did it anyway? That's exactly what Jonte did. But he had bigger plans of his own. So after many tryouts and rejections that were related directly to his height, not his skills, $200 to his name, and a final hope, he gave his all, and became the first shortest player in history. I mean, that is so dope. He played for the World Famous Harlem Globetrotters. And now, I mean, come on. Do y'all know? Like, that is a trailblazer to bounce back from many rejections and rejections that never had anything to do with the skills that he brought to the table. But he remained strong, right? He remained diligent, and he became a trailblazer. So welcome to What Are You Sporting About podcast. I'm super excited to have you here today. And I can't wait to dive into like just all the greatness that you have inside of you and the things that you have achieved, because there's just so many people out here that you know, they get one rejection, they get two rejections, and then they're like, oh, well, I'm not good enough, right? That is not the truth. You are. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You are welcome. You are welcome. So I want to jump off of first asking you, though, what are you sporting about?
I'm sporting about like just pretty much just never give up. Like you said, never give up on your dreams. I live by that. I call it a Jonte Hall code. You know, never give up on your dreams. Like, we all go through pit stops in life. And I feel like we get tested by God, and God want to see how you can handle those small things before He could give you the big things.
That's good. I saw something the other day. A young lady was talking about how people just get so consumed with more, but they have not taken care of the small stuff that they have.
Absolutely.
Right. And so you just kind of put me exactly in that same mindset of, you know, if I'm going to get blessed with this, then let me see how I can steward this gift or this blessing, even sometimes when it doesn't look like a blessing, right?
Yes.
Let me see how I can work on this and be good with this before I am gifted more that I could.
Absolutely.
So I want to dive in. First off, to your story. Like, tell me what was going through your head around the rejection that you had, I think it's safe to say that you were broke because you only had like $200 a year.
I was keeping 100. You keep it in 100. I was broke.
Okay. Yeah, what was all of that like, right? Because I mean, if you think about it, like so many people, especially when they're broke, right? Regardless of you having a gift that is just, you worth more. But to know that you don't have the financial backing, people get desperate and they start making decisions that are not in alignment with who they are or what they say they want. So how did you stay strong and committed?
Oh, it was tough. It was very tough. Like after college, like I dropped out of college, because my mom, she has MS still to this day, and also diabetes. So I had to drop out of college. Only played 1 year of college basketball, and I knew at the time I wasn't built for the streets, so I wasn't gonna go ahead and pretend that to sell drugs or think I was a thug. So I work a regular job, honest living. I was making $7 an hour. It's not a lot of money in our world is this day, and I had to put basketball on hold. So it's pretty much I had to work all through my 20s. I'm sure I'm telling my age, all through my 20s, and I was saving my money up. I was saving my money up to like go to a tryout. Go to a tryout. My first tryout was in North Carolina. So I drove on a train. Well, I took the train to North Carolina, 7 hours. So I saved up all my money. My mom helped me with a couple of dollars too. And I wanted to see where I was at professionally. And I felt like I could compete at the next level. I did great. I didn't make it. It was a 200 guys tryout. And out of those 200 guys, only one guy made it. So I was in like the final 25 still to be standing. I mean, it was cutting guys left and right, left and right, left and right. And I was the smallest out there, by the way. And that's when I knew I was destined for greatness. That's when I knew that I could play at the next level.
That's so good. Like that's when I knew I was destined for greatness. I was destined for the next level. I think sometimes like the paths that we're on, God sends us little insights, on that journey. And I've said this so many times. I'm like, okay, I almost feel like, God is giving me I'm looking out the window before I can walk through the door. He's
Mm-hmm.
showing me the preview of what my life is supposed to look like what it's going to look like. So at the end of the day, it's ultimately up to me to stay on that path, stay on that journey. So with you saying, okay, I knew I was destined for greatness because your window at that time was you competing with all of these guys. And regardless of the height that you brought to the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because basketball, we're talking about people, I mean,
Yeah.
at shortest, what, maybe 5'10", 5'11",
Yes.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So we're talking about a sport that is predicated upon height.
Mm-hmm.
Like typically you got to be extremely tall to make it in the professional league, but you stood your ground, you brought the
Absolutely.
skill, and you were one of the last to be cut. That
Mm.
showed you exactly how great you were. Like
Thank
this
you.
is where you were supposed to be. So
It was
that's,
tough.
man, that's crazy. So walk me through once you got cut. Like what happened after that?
Well, you know what? Actually, it wasn't a cut. It was just like
Okay,
pretty much the last 25 guys. They was like they had to pick from these guys who they wanted.
got
So,
you.
so I went home like, they said, well, who like when we call you, congratulations. But if we don't
Okay,
call you, still congratulations. So I didn't get the call. So, but I was happy with like where I was at the time because this is an NBA development league team. So you got the NBA and you got the NBA G League. It's
mm-hmm.
right. So this is an NBA G League team. So it was big. It was big. These guys, like you said, 6'5", 11 on up. These guys played overseas and they had 10-day contracts with the NBA team. And here's a guy from Baltimore, 5'2", with no professional experience, just 1 year college experience. So I mean, I ain't had nothing to lose. So out of that 25, only one guy made it.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's incredible. That is
Yep.
absolutely incredible. So what happened between that time and you playing with the Globetrotters?
So okay, so after this tryout, I just got desperate. I felt like I felt like I was going against God plan, right? Sometimes our ego kind of get in the way, and sometimes we can miss out on blessings by doing that. But sometimes we gotta sit still and wait for God. And at the time, I wasn't trying to sit still. I was trying to play. I wanted to play so bad. Like I started trying out different teams, didn't make any sense. And I got in one situation in Delaware. I even questioned myself, like, why are you here, Jonte? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Um, and then I was like, okay, tired of trying out at this time, working a job. I'm getting raises. I'm getting promoted at my job, and it was just like, but I still want to play basketball. I feel like I want to play ball. I feel like that's my purpose. That's part of my purpose. And I think I got like 20. I'm 26 at this time. 25, 26. No, 26. 26, 27. And I snuck on to a computer at work. I was working at a government building, and I emailed the Washington Generals, the Globetrotters opponents. So I played for them for a year and a half, and I emailed them, and it's the first time I felt God presence, right? I just felt like God just pushed me away from the computer and just say, I got you. Just relax. Just relax. So I emailed him, and he got right back to me. He said, send me some film, and he loved me, and he sent me a contract. Wasn't a lot of money, and I did it. I made it. I was playing professional basketball.
That is, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You said I felt God's presence. Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was just like that's the first time I felt God. Like just it was like an energy just pushed me back, and I got
It
off the
just say,
computer.
trust me.
Yep. Yep.
Trust me.
Yep.
Wow. I feel like it was so
Amazing.
meant for me to talk to you today because I
Absolutely.
experienced something similar to that. Not from like applying for something, but something catastrophic happened.
Mm.
And in the midst of talking about this situation, I was telling a colleague, and it was at that moment on that call that I felt God talking to me, saying, just
Mm.
trust me.
Yes. And we
Like,
and we
don't worry
have
about the
to.
timing. Right.
Mm.
Don't worry about the timing of
Very
it.
true.
Just trust that I got you. Doesn't matter what it looked like. It doesn't matter how quickly things are happening. It doesn't matter how long the timeline look. God's timing is always perfect.
Oh man, he's just recently I shared the like when we
Yeah.
finished. Oh my God, he blew my mind, and I get into that. I will tell you. I will share.
Hey, share. You can go right into
You
it.
sure?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So, all right. So from 20 2018, wow, my last year on the team, my last time on the team with the Globetrotters, I started my LLC for my speaking. That's when I started being a speaker. And my speaking company is called Not So Small LLC. And I go around to schools and share my message. So after the Globetrotters, when I left the Globetrotters in 2019, I felt, I mean, it was a lot of personal stuff involved with the team and me. It was just it was put it like this. When God done with you with that blessing, he'll move you. He remove you from it. So and he was removing me from it. I just say understand it. He was really removing me from it. And I became a speaker, a full-time speaker, and going around different states and sharing my message, sharing my story, and motivating the youth. And I had gave up basketball. It was just pretty much was like I was done. I was done. I was burnt out. That last year of playing with the team, the Globetrotters, I was just burnt out. I lost the love for it, you know. And then recently, this past May, right? And oh, you know what? Before I get into that, so I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm not gonna hide anything. So from 2019 to 2021, I suffered with alcohol abuse. I started abusing alcohol. I was in a pretty dark place. I lost my identity. I didn't know who I was. I was so caught up into the fame with the Globetrotters. And when I left, when the spotlight wasn't on me, I just fell into this dark place. I picked up alcohol. Um, and I was a mess. I was a mess. It was to a point where I didn't want to live anymore.
Oof.
Yeah.
Let's back up for a second, because you said something so profound. I lost my identity, and we talk about that so much in sports, right? We know, especially at a younger age, when kids have innate talent, like
Mm,
that talent is being groomed so much more that the talent overshadows any other skill or interest that that child may have. And so you get this celebrity, this fame, this attention that engulfs the individual. And so sometimes when you ask people, like, who are you, they describe themselves, oh, I'm an athlete, or I do
mm,
X, Y, and Z, right?
yeah.
But you took me on a journey of, okay, this is what I knew I was called to do. This is, I knew I was skilled for this thing. Then you get it, right? There's a period, certain things are happening in your life.
Mhm.
But then you say you lost your identity.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Um, just by like in that atmosphere, it's like I lost. I mean, I was praying to God, but I stopped putting God first. I stopped putting God a priority. And and I just fell into that character that I was portraying, Too Tall, this guy, number 7, Too Tall with the Globetrotters. And I fell in that character. Like I just fell into him, and that's not me. That's just, the jersey, and it's me. It's Jonte. But I felt like that character took over me, and I let it. The fame, the women, the spotlight. It's so easy to get sucked up into that lifestyle if you're not spiritually, mentally strong, because that's why you see a lot of celebrities commit suicide. That's why you see them lose their mind, because they lose themselves inside of that fame. And I admit I lost myself. And then when people wasn't like praise, not you know what, I ain't gonna say praising me. People like I wasn't getting that attention anymore. That's when I didn't know how to adjust from going from here to like back down there, because I had to go back to work a 9 to 5 job. And
Which is
God,
the reality of many
yes,
professional athletes, right?
yes,
For
yes,
years they're working, they might be making millions, multi-millions of dollars, and then if something happens or they've mismanaged their money, like the stories that we've
yes,
heard for years,
hmm,
most of them, some of them have said, like, I am not going to work a 9 to 5. Well,
yes, I get you.
the pride, they don't want people who saw them at certain levels to see them. They feel like it's a failure, on their part, that they have to go and work an actual job, to make ends meet. But I'm curious to know, so it was when you stopped playing with the Globetrotters,
Hmm.
and then the attention from all of that pretty much ceased.
Yeah,
That's when you fell into this dark abyss, you might as well say, right?
yes,
Of
absolutely,
alcoholism,
yes,
because you felt like you lost a true sense of who you were as an
mm,
individual without that basketball persona. And it
facts,
takes me
yes,
back to our conversation in the beginning, when God was saying to you, trust me, like, I got you. And the
mm,
reason why it probably felt so hard, because I feel like I'm dealing with this right now, of why I feel like it's so hard for me to move forward in the purpose that I know I was gifted,
mm,
right? But he was telling you, just trust me. Things were
hmm,
extremely difficult for you to even get in. Sometimes do you think to yourself, this is why he put me on pause for a minute?
yes, yes. Now I get it. Like I get everything that, like I'm on my spiritual journey now. Like right,
Yeah.
so I grew up in a Christian household. I mean, wait, that's a different conversation. But now I stepped out the box of religion, right? I mean, I still believe in God, still believe in Jesus, but I'm more. a
A
spiritual than
spiritualist.
religion. Yeah.
Exactly. Same.
And I've been meditating and all that good stuff. And I feel like I'm living my best life right now because I know who I am. Finally, 41 years, I know who I am. So it's pretty much I had to go through that. I had to go through that dark time. I had to go through alcoholism. Alcoholism runs in my family deeply, and I had to like be able to heal myself. Well, God healed me, but I had to like do it myself and get back on track. So it's called the dark night of the soul. And I was bad, but I had to go through that until so I could get where I'm at now. So now I know who I am now, and it just feel amazing, amazing, amazing,
That is
amazing.
so, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I want to address something else too, because I know you battled with the alcoholism, but then
Hmm.
there was a phase of depression,
Mm.
anxiety. Do you think the anxiety and or depression was the thing that kind of led to the alcoholism, or do you just,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay,
yes. So so when I wasn't getting that attention, it was just pretty much I didn't know who I was. So I was having panic attacks, and I just felt alone. I felt very, very alone, and I used to get emotional and ask God what's going on. And the drinking was because I never was a heavy drinker. I never drunk at all in my 20s. All through my 20s, I never drunk at all. So I started drinking with that lifestyle because I didn't know who I was. I lost myself, and it's pretty much the depression came from not being that person anymore. So I got depressed, and what I did to put a band-aid on it, I drink. I drink to go to sleep. I didn't drink to like do crazy stuff. I just drink to go to sleep and wake up just to numb the pain. Put it like that, numb the pain that I was going through. So
yeah,
that's what it came from.
yeah. You said it right. Put a band-aid on it, which I think
Yeah,
is what a lot of people do. I'm so happy for you.
thank you.
Like, I don't know you at all, but when Denise sent your info, I was like, oh, this is dope. I love this.
Yeah,
Um,
and I've been a year and 7 months clean.
that is amazing. That is
Yes, year and seven
absolutely
months.
amazing.
Yes.
Who was instrumental in supporting you?
Um, it was this young man. Well, I ain't gonna say young man. He older than me. This guy I used to work with. He prophetic, and he used to like be there for me, like tell me, like inspire me to like keep going and you're gonna be okay. But he'll let me sit in it, but he used to always say, Jonte, you're gonna be okay. And I didn't understand that. I said, man, I'm struggling right now. But he played a major role in the midst of that alcoholism, Jonte. And then recently, for a year now, I've been on my spiritual journey. I got a couple young ladies that's mentoring me spiritually, spiritual mentors, and they dove deep and told me like, Jonte, do you know who you are? Do you know? Because they said in the spiritual, the soul stuff, and it's like, no, I don't know who I am. Well, I take that back. I didn't say that. I just say I don't know to a level that you know. And
Exactly, that
yeah,
spiritual level, because
yeah,
sometimes people who have that spiritual insight can see
mm,
greater in us than we can see in ourselves.
facts.
Like, it's a huge energy that you give off, and I
Mm,
think people who have God, when I say like God given gifts, I ain't talking about the
mm.
talent. I'm talking
No
about a
gifts.
God given gift. People recognize your gift before you even do.
Facts. And they did. They did.
Exactly.
And they did. They told me I was a generational curse breaker out my family. I'm like,
Oof,
what? I'm
that's
like,
huge.
yeah. I'm like, really? And they went in the deep, like they went into details. Like, Jonte, you were meant to suffer with alcoholism. You are healing your bloodline. And it was like brought me goosebumps. It was just like, wow. And she was like, well, how do you think that you didn't need any AA or anything like that? Because you was meant to rebuild yourself, heal. Of course, I had to get my anxiety. I'm on anxiety meds, but I pretty much didn't need no AA. I just had to get my anxiety down, and I've been doing phenomenal. And they dug deep, like they see my aura. They said I have a white aura. Like I still ain't see my aura yet, by the way, but they say I have a white aura, and I'm loving it. I'm loving this, Jonte. I'm loving it.
That is so dope.
I'm loving it.
Man, yeah, I just got to celebrate you because, like I said, I'm
I
super proud of
appreciate that.
you. And then on top of that,
Thank you.
as a black man, yes, a black man, all right,
Yes, preach on, preach.
our black men are not open. They're not going to talk about their anxieties.
Facts,
They're not going to talk
facts.
about the things that they really struggle with behind closed doors. Even some people who overcome major struggles, it's like a one liner,
Yeah,
right? Even if they
yeah.
do say anything about it, it's a one liner. They're not going to dive into what they truly had to
Mm-hmm,
overcome. And
mm-hmm.
sometimes it's those moments behind closed doors where we've had to cry our eyes out, where we're praying and asking for
Hmm.
guidance, where we don't know where our help is going to come from. We don't know
Facts.
what tomorrow is going to look like. Like that's the pain that's going to help to move somebody from where they are to where they need to be. And so I just like I'm getting chills.
Oh,
I am just
it
so
was hard.
happy
Thank
for
you.
you because not even just being a generational curse breaker, you are the example of what our black men need,
Oh, I
right?
appreciate that. I really
Like for
appreciate that.
real, for real.
That means the world to me, and I really really appreciate it. And oh, let me tell you this. Damn, I got goosebumps. But so this past May, I got a call to ask if I will play again, right? And I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? Like when something is destined for you, God will make a way for it to resurface inside of you. Because again, I couldn't stand basketball. The only time I pick up a ball if I'm doing my speaking engagements or I spin a ball on my son finger, my 3-year-old son finger. And that was it. Other than that, I'd hated basketball. And so, and I was gaining weight, but I was happy. I wasn't stressed. In May, I was gaining weight. I was just happy. I wasn't working out. I was just happy. And he was like, yo, would you play again? I said, well, if the opportunity presents itself, all right. I say I'm full. Well, I was full. I'm 41 now. I was 40 in May. And he was like, I said, I'm 40, bro. I got a 3-year-old. It got to make sense. It got to make sense. So when you know it's for you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your gut. You're going to feel it in your heart. You're going to feel it in your mind. When he told me that, sweetheart, I didn't go to sleep. I was so freaking excited. It was like I already knew I had it already. And I wasn't playing. I was just working. I was working. But I resigned from my job in April, right? So if I didn't resign from my job, I wouldn't been open to receive this blessing from God. And that was like my main job, how I was paying my bills. So sometimes you got to step out on faith. You got to not be afraid of the unknown. Because my spiritual mentor was like, Jonte, why you didn't leave your job yet? I said, what you mean? Like, I got bills. That's my human side. And she was like, okay, whenever you ready, but I think you should leave. So I'm like, God, what is she saying? What is she saying? So my ego, my human form was being scared, but I felt God in my heart. I felt it. I said, I'm resigning. So I resigned April the 1st and got this opportunity. And again, I didn't know how I was going to get my bills paid. I didn't know how I was going to get my bills paid, but God made a way. God was provided. God provide. But anyway, get back to this conversation, and it was just like, wow, I'm about to play again. And I start training. You remember Rocky Balboa? And I felt like Rocky. I felt like Rocky, like Eye of the Tiger. And I lost 10 pounds. I was getting a stomach. I lost 10 pounds. I've been playing almost every day. And I just got my contract.
That is so
Yes.
dope.
And I cried like I don't know. Well, I know. I think this, and they not as big as the Globetrotters.
Mm-hmm.
They try to emulate the Globetrotters. So they the Harlem Wizards.
Oh, I know you. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So and it's not about that. It's about love.
It's exactly.
And yes, and this was special because I had to overcome so much stuff: alcoholism, identity issues, etc. Like I had to overcome so much to get to where I'm at now, and I think that's why it means so much more than when I first got with the Globetrotters. Because back then I was chasing the love, of course, for the basketball, but I wanted to be famous. I wanted to take care of my mom. I wanted to take care, and I still have. I don't want the fame, but I still have that expectations of myself. Like I want to be able to provide for my family, my 3-year-old son, etc. But my mind frame is different. Now I know who I am. I know that character is really me.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's me. And they asked me, did I want the same name? Too tall Hall, too tall. Excuse me. Oh, burp. I'm sorry. They asked me that I want the same name. I said no. I'm gonna let that guy just go. And so my name's gonna be Giant, and I'm
I
gonna
love
wear
it.
number, and I'm gonna wear number 3. 3 is actually my favorite number.
Wow.
I got it. I got it tattooed right there. J3H.
Wow.
So it's just like wow. It's like I'm
Full
still
circle.
like yes, yes, and like I was done with basketball, the ego, Jonte, but soul wise, that's part of my soul mission. So I'm like, wow. And I didn't know how I was gonna get the mental back because everything is mental.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know I was gonna get the mental back, but I'm back like I never left. So
Man.
it's like wow. I still can't believe what I'm doing. And training
Wow.
camp is and training camp is next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. L season starts in well our first game the 27th for this month, but we
Okay.
start being consistent the first week of October.
Okay.
And
Wow.
they showed me so much appreciation. Like they gave me a number, it was I wanted low, for my experience, and I negotiated and they came halfway. I'm like, wow, they value who I am. And with the Globetrotters, not nothing wrong with it, but their contracts is non-negotiable. You take it or leave it, or your time will be up. We'll find somebody else. So, and they just open their arms to me, and it's so freaking amazing. And I'm
That is
blessed.
just, yeah. I mean, that is amazing.
Mm,
That is
wow.
so amazing. So amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
Um, so we're gonna wrap up, but
Okay.
God,
I,
you give me like a full insight.
I'm sorry.
No,
Look,
I love it.
everybody, you trust the process. Trust God. Trust. Sometimes you just gotta just sit quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and God will work through people. God speak to me in numbers, clouds, and like birds.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta just listen. You gotta listen to him. He'll talk to you. It might be not what we expect, but when we see something, we gotta look it up. What does this mean? And your answer's right there.
That is so good. And you
Appreciate
already
it.
did what I was going to ask you to do anyways. Like, what's your piece of advice?
Oh, yes,
You
yes.
already
So hold on. Let me add on to it.
okay.
Because
Add on to it.
my piece of advice to everybody, we all go do pit stops in life. So I feel like you should appreciate like we already accomplished what God want us to, where God want us to be, and take it in pride. So when God see you appreciate the little things, and you never know why you might be there. You might be there for somebody to that needs your energy, that needs your positive encouragement. So we never know why we in a situation. But I feel like we there for a reason. Don't fuss. Don't fight, because the more you do that, the more God gonna push you where He wants you at, far away. So you gotta appreciate it, and just be humble. Just be humble. Just be humble.
That is so good. That is so good.
Yes.
Y'all, okay, so where can people follow you, connect with you at? Drop it down for us.
Yes, absolutely. My Instagram, I am Jonte Hall. If you don't know how to spell my name, Jonte. Last name is Hall, Hall. That's Instagram. I think all my platforms, yeah, everything. TikTok, I am Jonte. There we go. I am Jonte Hall. I am. Yep, I am Jonte Hall. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is just Jonte Hall. Yep, that's it right there. That's it.
Perfect.
Yep.
So y'all go follow this young man. I am Jonte Hall. Super impactful. I definitely appreciate your time today,
No problem.
because you've blessed me today.
Just
to confirm the things that I know I was receiving spiritually.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, you definitely confirmed that for me. And I know that nothing is a mistake ever.
No,
even when
no.
it hurts, nothing is a mistake.
Trust me, man. Yes, it hurts. Like, it had me on all fours. Like, I was like on my knees and my hands crying, begging God.
Nothing is a mistake. For sure.
Nothing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna have to connect for sure after
I'm
this.
here.
Definitely.
I'm here.
Yes. But listen, this is the kind of stuff that I don't want y'all to miss. So make sure you go and subscribe to What Are You Sporting About podcast so you never miss an episode. And again, if you did not come to NIL Combine Live 2023 this past July, you don't have to keep missing out on all this good stuff. Listen, all you got to do is go to bit.ly/all-access pass, bit.ly/all-access pass. Again, that's bit.ly/all-access pass, and make sure that all-access pass is in all caps. I am Sivonnia DeBarros, the protector of athletes, and y'all know it's my pleasure to educate, support you, and to motivate you to your very next level. Until next time, guys, peace out.
Thanks for joining us this week on What Are You Sporting About podcast. Make sure to visit our website, prosportlawyer.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever your favorite platform is, so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or iHeartRadio. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, What Are You Sporting About? Attorney Sivonnia DeBarros is available for private consulting at sldebarros.com. And remember, we're here to educate, support, and guide you in your journey to success, because we're all sporting about something.